Well. Let's see here. See if everybody can hear me. Can everybody hear me all right? How's the audio of the microphone here? I need to know, only because I'll make sure everybody can hear me as good as they possibly can while I make this video here. I should open the audio mixer here just to make sure that everything's sounding so good as it possibly can before we get started here. Let's see. Microphone. See, so we want that to be Logic Stream Cam, of course. So let's see. So how's it sound, everybody? Sound alright? Sounds good there? Oh, good. Perfect. Alright, well, welcome to which this will be kind of the first of many videos that I plan on doing. It's probably no secret that I haven't been doing a whole lot of video editing or video showing or broadcasting or a lot of nothing, on this channel for quite a long time. And when I say channel, I don't just mean my Facebook page, I also mean my YouTube channel as well. I haven't done really anything on there for a long time. I tried to stream a little bit about a month or so ago, a little bit over a month ago, on the other computer that I have, just to try it out, just to see, what it looks like. Because on PlayStation you can do streaming. I wasn't really aware of all the things that you can do on there, but you can do streaming. You can stream from your system through their capture deal, link it through your YouTube and all that, and Twitch and everything, and do stuff like that. So I tried that out a little bit. I didn't really have. It looked okay. Don't get me wrong. I was pretty impressed by what I saw. It just I wasn't really too. It wasn't too impressive. Like, I think there's more that I could do than just that. And I will probably, now that with the stuff that I got going on now, being able to stream with some friends of mine, playing the game Wreckfest anyway, on this new computer that I'll talk about here a little bit. I'm able to do gaming even in 4K resolution, so it has a pretty good video card, which is the reason why everything kind of is happening the way it is now, with why I'm making this video. Now, a lot of you who know me, locally around the area, know me for doing radio mostly, and whether you have listened to a show I've done before or are familiar with anything that I've worked on or any guests that I've interviewed or song that I've played or just anything over the course of the last 18 years or so, you've been pretty familiar with the things that I've done in my time of doing radio and whatnot. Well, I come to the announcement to let you know, to let y'all know that I am no longer doing any radio things anymore. And I know it's probably sad to say, and you probably, well, I don't know, and I don't expect, there to be a whole lot of reaction to it, because the way that things were going, I wasn't getting no reaction anyway. Although I do appreciate, the Pioneer 941 for letting me be a part of their station on and off for the last almost 19 years since I graduated from high school. And it'll be 19 years here in August when I was able to get my hands on trying to broadcast. And back 19 years ago or 18 and a half years ago, things were different. Things were way different than they are now, as far as the station goes. It used to be a really kick-ass station, where it was a real college station where you could do a live show, and you could, people appreciate your show for what it was and the effort that you put into it. Because if you were doing a show that did requests or that had a request, more likely you get a phone call, from somebody that's tuned into your show, whether it's because you're giving away a prize or they just like the fact that there's somebody live on the air that's willing to play, whatever songs we have in our library. We didn't have Spotify back in that time, but technology was starting to get a little bit better in that time, in 2002. Still had a long way to go. We didn't even have Facebook or MySpace or nothing. Social media, you didn't even know what the hell that was because nobody talked about that. Nobody said anything like that. Cell phones were a thing, but they weren't like not like now. Anyway, but you could listen to the show, and where the DJ felt like even if he didn't know you, that he kind of know you. He or she knew you if they were good enough to be on the air. And I miss those days. I miss those days a lot because I feel we've gotten ourselves too worried about security and too worried about things messing up that for some reason we have to live in a perfect world, and I don't understand why we have to live in a perfect world. The world is not perfect. The world will never be perfect, no matter how much you try to make it perfect. We're so worried about being secure. We've got to lock things up and close things down early in the day because now we're worried about, okay, I don't want to get into a big old thing about COVID-19, but, we all know how ridiculous things have been about it. There's no two ways around it, and I'm sick and tired of pretending like everything's, A-okay and all that when this world is more fucked up than I ever thought it was, But I don't want to get into a big chat about COVID-19. That's not what this is about. This is about me coming back and doing live shows on Facebook especially, but also doing some stuff on YouTube as well, some vlogs and whatnot here and there. I've been wanting to come back for a while. What stopped me was the fact that I tried so hard to try to give good content, and I had what I had. I didn't have the best internet at the time. I didn't have a good enough computer at the time, so the quality really suffered, in and out. And I figured now that things are getting better, and now that you can obviously see that I'm pretty clear now, coming from my home here in Greenbush, Minnesota, that everything's a lot better than it was, just because of the fact that now we have better internet. Wickstrom took care of us, and we're obviously still paying a bill and everything, but it's nice to have better internet. There's so much better things that you could do. The benefits of having high definition internet and all that stuff, and fiber optic cable and whatever else, is so much better. There's so much more to it than meets the eye, so to speak. So what I want to do is I want to bring back, because I'm no longer on a platform, and I feel like now I can be in control of myself and be in control of what I do. I was always kind of in control of it in the first place, but I feel like because of the time slot that I was put at, and the fact that there was a lack of interest in what I was offering, because sad to say, the station wants to keep everything. They like to keep things traditional. They like to keep things the same. They don't like change too much. And the days of how it used to be, it seems like they'll never be anymore. Nothing against polka music or country music or anything like that, because I like country music. It's just not something that I want to be a part of. I put in my time. The reason why I came back to Pioneer 941 after all these years was, I don't know, I thought it'd be a good opportunity after being in South Dakota for 5 years and coming back home, that maybe a door would have been open that would have eventually made me some money. If you really want to know the truth about it, it was about, not so much about being famous or whatever. It was just I was looking for an opportunity that, even though this job is not a paid job, but maybe somebody would have listened to me, or that liked what I did, and that was finally willing to give me an opportunity at a real paying job. Now, technically, I have that. Well, not so much right now, but I have been working for TRF radio for a little bit, doing behind the scenes stuff for sports. But honestly, it's just I'm not. That's not what I'm talking about. I want to be an announcer. I want to be somebody who could be the person you listen to during the day or at night or whatever. That best friend, that somebody that understands you, that knows what you're going through, that can make your day more uplifting. And if I can't do that over there the way that I would like to, if it's not being offered, then I want to be able to do it here in my own platform, because then I can be in control of what I'm doing, and I can bring in some guests on occasion, and I can do, I love talking about movies, and I love talking about music, and I love talking about books and stuff like that. And I love just getting into culture. I don't care about politics and bullshit and stuff like that. There's too much other people that will talk about it for hours upon hours. I don't want to do that. It may come up on conversations here or there. I'm not going to not talk about it if people want to talk about it. But it's not what I want to talk about. I want to have a fun show where we can, talk about whatever. And there's no time set. This is just random right now. Maybe if things get more serious and people take this more serious, maybe I will do a time slot. I just want to do a time where I can get everybody, And I feel video is way better than audio anyway, because wouldn't you rather see the person who you're listening to, or is it better just to be hidden and not see the person who's trying to entertain you or make your day better or whatever? Okay? But I like movies. One of the things that I wanted to do is bring back good movie reviews and DVD reviews and Blu-ray reviews and hell, even 4K reviews of movies that are in 4K. What I just recently picked up, because I wanted this in my collection for a while, and I've been a big fan of his forever, since I knew who he was. He's not around no more, but the late, great, legendary George Carlin, okay? They came out with a box set, it's been about, 12 years since he died? Roughly about 13 years, roughly. And they finally released a box set here not too long ago that I first saw at Best Buy in Grand Forks for about $50. And I didn't really think I wanted to buy it for that much yet, so I paid $25 on eBay for this. Haven't even opened it up. This guy did yesterday. It's basically everything you want to know about George Carlin, about the man, the myth, the legend, and then some. It pretty much goes right into his career, all the highlights, plus some CDs and some Blu-ray and posters and all types of stuff. There's a poster that I already have from a previous collection that I got, but the way the box set was all destroyed and everything, and I didn't want it. I figured, well, I'll keep the poster, but I'll just get a different box set that's brand new that hasn't been opened yet, and share that. And I love George Carlin. He's one of those. I mean, he was kind of a broadcaster in his own right. A lot of people don't know that. That he was trying to. He's been in television and all that stuff, and even in his early days, his clean cut days of what he used to do. A lot of cool things. And as I was saying too, I like books. I've been trying to get into books. I've been really buying a lot of books because not just so much for reading. I like to glance and stuff. I don't really read as much. Maybe I will more as I get into what I'm trying to do as a goal this year. But I like cool books. I like books like this. Like VHS collecting. Even though I don't have VHS in my collection no more, a lot of people don't anymore. But there's some people that do. And this is kind of like a book based on somebody from Canada who wrote a book about people that still collect VHS. They collect other things too, and DVDs and Blu-rays and 4Ks and all that stuff too, but they still they've kept their VHS collection because, it's so much their pride and joy. And it just shows you about the art of film collecting and stuff and how cool it is. And, I'm glad that I'm not the only one that does that. I used to think that I'm the only one, and I still think that sometimes around here, because most people, when they collect stuff, it's the same stuff. as everybody else has. This is the latest and greatest film, or everybody has the same Harry Potter collection or the same Lord of the Rings collection or whatever. Nobody tries to be different. I like to be different. I like to have something that's a little bit more what I care about, more deep. And you'll see in these videos that I will start sharing that the collection can be pretty deep. And that's because that's what I like to have. I like to have a deep collection that tells the story about what I'm like, who I am. That it represents me. Not only does it represent all the people that have put the art together, but I feel like I'm represented. Like it's up my alley anyway. So other than that, I mean, I just want to let people know that I'm back. I haven't gone anywhere. I've just been away from here, and I figure it's time to do something fun. Time to do something cool. It's nothing, like I said, nothing is scheduled. It's just random, whenever I feel like coming on. I just feel like this is what I need to do. When I lived in Rapid City, South Dakota, we had Rapid Fire Radio. And my buddy and I, we would go and do a show randomly. We wouldn't be like doing it every day because, there's no reason to do it every day. There's not enough stuff going on in our lives every day where we want to be on. But we did it when we did it, and it worked out, for the most part, it worked out great. And I don't know how good it'll be, like, if it'll be just as good as in those times, because we had, because of my wonderful dedication to the art of what we were trying to do, it got to the point where we were doing not only interviews with people, over the phone, and whatever things that they were representing, but we got to have some live guests inside the studio. You remember when Williams and Ree came to the studio back in October of 2017? You remember when the late great bluesman Leo Bud Welch came to our house and did a live in studio show? And I say late great because he died that following December. But when he came to Rapid City, he gave us a visit, and I didn't think it was going to happen, but it happened. And then the whole Williams and Reed thing, I mean, that still boggles my mind. Out of all the people I've had to interview over the course of time, I never thought I'd ever get a chance to interview these guys, let alone meet them and be friends with them and have them come over to our house for an interview, let alone a visit. Who does that, right? Well, back in the day, believe it or not, most people who had radio stations in their house. It's almost like how it is now, except it was a limited deal, and you had more equipment back then. Now we have computer, and things are a lot easier. Anybody can do this, pretty much, and it's been a proven fact. But what I like is the fact that I can do this whatever I want, right from my house. I don't care, what I look like. I don't care, you can say, "Oh, Frankie, your eyes are they're so red and everything. What's going on?" Well, that's what the fork and the high def camera makes. You can see everything. If I had a shittier camera, you wouldn't be able to see much, right? But this is me. This is the real me. And I'm in my bedroom, But it works out right now, and we're not really focusing on that. We're focusing on the fact that I want to entertain you guys, and this is how we're going to do it. There's a lot of people, even locally around here, that would like to be entertained, and I guarantee you I'll do a better job than any person you ever listen to on Wild 102 or any other local station. I guarantee you. You want quality, and you want good guests, and you want the best from the best, you're going to get it. You tune into my stuff, you will get it. And you'll wonder why all these years, why I couldn't get myself a real job doing radio, because nobody will give me the opportunity. I have tried so much in my time, and nobody, well, I'll say nobody until coming soon here. There is possibly somebody, But I'm not going to get into that for right now because I'm just not going to. But there is one person that believes in me and believes that I have the potential, and that's all I need. That's the best motivation that I have. But everybody else who I've tried to make it out, to show what I'm all about and everything, whether I've sent a resume or whether I've done a small interview or whatever to try to get to make my career happen, nobody's wanted to give me the opportunity. If you don't have that right last name, especially around this area here, and it's a proven fact, and maybe people might not like it to hear it, but it's a proven fact that around here, if you don't have that certain last name, nobody wants anything to do with you. And it's sad. It's really sad. I mean, not that my last name really has any equivalence to anything, but I'm trying to build a legacy here. I'm trying to build a career. And if your last name's not Bufflin, you don't get out of Y102. I hate to say that, I mean, it's just a proven fact. Or if you're not, they look at you like you're not good enough. So that's why we're going to do it here. We're going to do it this way, and this will be a lot more fun. And maybe I'll get a sponsor. Maybe somebody will sponsor me and want to do something. I'll put my email address on the card. If anybody wants to donate to the show or whatever. Things will get better. I'm gonna get some templates and all that, so it's gonna look kind of like those professional shows where you see, like, if somebody subscribes, you'll see a little thing that says subscribe and all that stuff. I found a site that has all that stuff, so I'm gonna look into that, and we're gonna make this show really balanced out. So that's basically what I have to say for now. I'm just happy to be back, and if there's anything that you guys want to know about what, if there's anybody that wants to help out with, some ideas or whatever of what you'd like to be a part of, if you want to be a part of the show, let me know on Facebook. Let me know via Messenger on Facebook, and we can probably work on something. If you have like a segment idea that you'd like to try or whatever while we're doing a live show, whether you want to be on the audio end of it or you want to show your face and we can actually do like a Skype or get you on webcam or whatever. That'd be kind of fun, because I'm not against having people come on the show as long as they're funny, they're entertaining at least, and they have something to say. If you're boring, we don't want boring people. We want fun people. We want to interact. And I'm going to try to talk some friends into maybe doing some separate shows with me as well. So anyway, I just want to let you know that's what's going on. I'm Frankie Slauson. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon for episode 1 of the new Frankie Slauson video show, or whatever we're going to call it. Keep it rocking, everybody. Talk to you later. Goodbye.